General Odierno, I know that you have stood up the Special Victims Counsel in the Army with great rapidity, and I'm very proud of that. I know that there are hundreds of victims that have gotten their own counsel as a result of you prioritizing that, and all of us appreciate it very much. I was very, very concerned about the media coverage around the Sinclair case because it was so inaccurate. And I want to say very clearly for the record what happened in the Sinclair case. What happened in the Sinclair case is the prosecutor wanted to drop the serious charges. The prosecutor wanted to say, I'm done. The Special Victims Counsel, a captain who was working with that victim as a result of you standing up the unit so quickly, wrote a letter to the command saying this case should not be dropped. That Special Victims Counsel was doing exactly what the Senate and the House and the President signed into law, advocating for that victim in that environment. Couldn't have been more correct in what she did, that Victims Counsel. And somehow that judge twisted that into undue command influence. Well, that's a problem we're going to have to deal with. But I wanted the record to be very clear, and I want to get assurances from you that the message will be sent to Victims Counsel that that Victims Counsel did what she should have done, not in any way do anything that's inappropriate within the UCMJ. And I don't know how the judge got to that interpretation. I don't know how a command is influenced by a captain who's writing a letter saying this is a serious case and it should not be dropped. If it were not for that commander, that case would have been over. There never would have been a day in court where that general would have had to take the stand and admit maltreatment of one of his subordinate officers, or would he have ever had to even plead to the more serious charges that he ended up having to plead to. So as much as people were outraged about the sentence, I want to make very clear that this was not an example where it should be some kind of mark on the side of the ledger that we should be doing away with command involvement in cases, just the opposite. And I want to make sure that you understood what actually happened in that case, and that from the very top, there is not a message that goes out to Special Victims Counsels that they should retreat in their obligations.
If I could just make one comment, Senator. I hold quarterly advisory council where I bring in victims and advocates from around the Army. I just held one last week. And the one message that was absolutely clear from everyone in that meeting was the importance of the special victim advocate and the difference that is making with each and every one of our victims and survivors that go through this. So we are absolutely dedicated to this, and we believe it's showing great benefit for us as we go through the process.